With such an abbreviated pre-season, we still felt that it was of high importance to do a camp.
Last year's camp was something we really drew on, and this year's one had to be a little bit different because it's a lot closer to playing, so there's a couple of physical demands we had to juggle.
Everyone kind of those nerves about a army camp kind of style.
We're on a ferry going past all these islands and I've got no idea where we're going, how far out, like the water we're going in.
You know, we got off the boat here and straight away we're into a pretty long run. I think that smacked a few boys in the face.
First thing we did is go through a run through the bush and I thought, okay, here we are, we're on now. Let's go! Don't let it go here!
Pretty tough way to start, but you know, I think it brought everyone together and you know, really kicked off the camp that we wanted.
5 minutes. Me out. 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean the big things we do this for is you know, leadership, teamwork, and communication, and that was certainly on show.
Team Moran and Team Alexander, you'll be boxing. Team Simmons, Team Gower, you'll be wrestling. Then we swap. 40 minutes out each, so it's a game of footy's about to start.
The idea of this camp from a defensive point of view was to get as many repetitions as possible and as much sort of contact as we can so we can make up for that time we possibly would have had in previous years before Christmas.
Shoulders are pretty sore, but you know, ready to go again.
The boys have got a really good attitude towards defence. You know, it's probably not the sexiest part of the game, but you know, they do value it. They worked really hard on it last year and got some good results from it, but we know that year's done and we've sort of got to rebuild the system again.
For us, this is fight camp. We called it Fight Island. The boys didn't really know that was coming, but they took it on. The attitude and the energy around the place is infectious. So there's a lot of analogies you can take out of boxing and rugby league and tapping into the mindset of those guys that I've brought in, but it's something that I like to do to test someone's character. No, I don't want everyone here to be fighters, but there's something about it where you can feel it on each other if you're really testing each other out, and some strong characters have shone through that we'll draw on for the rest of the year.
I was pretty nervous. I'm not much of a boxer. I didn't want to get my head punched in, but yeah, there's a real good competitive aspect of boxing and wrestling, and there's a lot of things that translate from those sports into footy. So the main thing we're looking at is sort of getting a bit of hunger about us and being a bit more ruthless in the way we operate.
To get the best out of it, we definitely needed some buy-in and the players working with the staff on a lot of the things we did. A lot of the stuff that we did, the players had no idea that they were doing, and yet I thought they adapted really well and quickly.
So we just had to build a raft, and there were a few activities we had to do. Had to kind of take the raft out to the shark net and back a couple of times, and then had to make a fire and boil water and then do a stretch carry at the end. You know, it was a bit of fun, but you know, it obviously emphasised on the teamwork, leadership and communication again.
Let's give it a crack, start fine, see if we have enough rope.
Yeah, no, that's solid. Solid. That's it. Help me. No, it's actually solid. But once we get... Oh, you sweet.
We just took 2 pots out of the middle and then we put it up on the bottom of the raft and we're going to see if that's going to work.
Trying to get as much buoyancy as we can on these crates. So we're going to use all the containers here. We've got a pretty sturdy base here. That's all right.
Right, no balance.
All right, pull up. You get going. Don't get them paddles.
Right in the middle.
The idea's good, but it needs to be a bit tighter with the rope and just
Righto, you ready? All those tasks, and at the end, all unpacked and stacked. Go!
Yeah, good mate. Look at this team in shambles, we're ready to go.
How we going, team?
We went pretty slow at the start, but it's not about how we started, it's about how you finish. True. But here we are going to remake our raft and we're going to go again.
We spent probably 40 minutes trying to start a fire, so Matty Burt was pretty confident at the start. He goes, I've got one of these at home, a little flint. We were all going, how good's this? And we were lucky not to come last, I think.
People make this look so easy.
There wasn't too many of us that did scouts, I don't think, so it was a bit of a struggle. But look, it was good fun. Obviously a little bit of competitiveness there too, but it was sort of a nice way to finish the big day.
He's cheating! He's cheating!
What we're going to be doing, in a sec I'm going to give you a map. There are yellow dots on the map, you're looking for one of these. Who's used a compass before? Woohoo! A couple of people. Awesome.
In some parts of the camp, we have to pull back on the physicality, but maybe test the strategies and the thinking and the communication and the teamwork.
Time starts now.
You think you're on a trail, 5 minutes later you realise you're just doing nothing. You're just getting cut up by trees and branches and stuff like that. It wasn't too fun, get lost in the bush.
There's a snake in this motherfucker.
Came from 13, right? That looks like a lot further distance-wise than what we've come.
It's going towards the water as well, so it's not that way.
Yeah.
No.
Any joy?
We're going pretty good, eh? The teamwork's there, the chat, the communication's there. It feels like we're on the road to Mordor. How many steps?
Your time has come, brother.
15 steps.
Go, Malso.
Straight through, Jake. That's all you, bro.
Just clap it on, lads. Clap it on.
Our incident occurred.
Occurred, he says.
Can I get an English translation? Can you speak English, please?
Well done,
Well, some of the stuff we've done has been very repetitive, and that's deliberate to test their attitude towards it and to test how can they keep their focus, because it could get quite monotonous.
It's always important to train with intensity, but a shorter preseason is even more important. So that's something that we've worked really hard on to get that to become a standard. We can't waste a day in this preseason, but on this camp it was even more important that we got every little bit out of it that we could. And, yeah, really happy.